Jack Black publicly roasts Rachel Zegler, and now she's reportedly in therapy. What started as a Disney fairy tale has spiraled into one of the most chaotic meltdowns Hollywood's seen in years.
I think it's fair to say that no one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
Maybe not destroy a classic from my childhood and put an actress in there that not only hates the plot and the storyline of the movie she's in, but also seemingly hates Snow White, the character herself.
I cover photos every time I'm online for the Snow White ride, and I have to pretend like, oh God, well, crazy that we're in front of this.
So she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat.
If I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess, I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business.
That is sadder than when the original Snow White eats the apple.
Rachel Zegler, once hailed as Disney's next big thing, is now at the center of a collapsing movie, online backlash, and a face-to-face clash with Jack Black that may have pushed her past her limit.
Snow White starring Rachel Zegler opened to a dismal $43 million, snagging the title of the lowest debut weekend for any Disney live-action remake, beating 2019's Dumbo.
I haven't seen a movie with ratings like this in a very long time.
It's just a hilarious. I saw it and I was smiling and laughing the whole way through.
And the movie did not even make back the amount of money it took to produce Snow White.
And then they had to hire a special media consultant for her to follow her around all the time and make sure she didn't continue shitting on Snow White and the prince and young love.
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
To everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her.
While Snow White struggles to survive at the box office, the Minecraft movie, led by Jack, is dominating. And behind closed doors, things are unraveling fast. So how did it all go so wrong? And what did Jack Black actually say that broke the silence?
Excuse me, your curtain. Please allow me to help.
Help? From you? Spare me your white savior complex. I don't need anything from someone like you.
I didn't mean to offend. I just thought you should know that
That I should know what? That some privileged white guy thinks his opinion matters? Get over your entitlement. I'm not some damsel in distress waiting for you to ride in on your high horse.
When Disney announced Rachel Zegler as the new Snow White, many fans were surprised. Some liked the idea, but others didn't, and things got worse fast. Instead of celebrating the original story, Zegler gave interviews where she criticized the classic. She called the prince a stalker and said her version of Snow White didn't need a man.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird. So we didn't do that this time. A lot of people will assume it's a love story just because we cast a guy in the movie, right. Andrew Burnap. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby. But it's one of those things. So true.
She also revealed that the new movie would get rid of the 7 dwarves completely. That didn't sit well with fans.
They're remaking the movie. They just got rid of the dwarves. Okay,
but what do they call them?
Why would they get rid of the dwarves, though?
Magical
creatures. But they have one token dwarf amongst these magical creatures.
They felt like Disney was throwing away everything they loved about the original. Online, people started calling the film a lecture in disguise. Instead of magic and fairy tales, it felt like a company trying too hard to prove a point. Zegler's confident attitude made things worse. One quote in particular kept spreading everywhere.
And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
People will always come see me no matter what. That line would come back to haunt her in the worst way possible. As the movie's release got closer, something strange happened. Rachel Zegler began posting selfies from inside movie theaters.
It sounds like you're one of the only ones there, just like Rachel Zegler, as it turns out, and we part with this video of Rachel Zegler alone in a theater watching herself. One of the most unlikable humans.
That
ever.
is sadder than when the original Snow White eats the apple.
The problem? The theaters were empty. No fans, no buzz, just rows of empty seats. And she didn't post just once. She shared several pictures like this, as if she didn't realize how bad it looked. The internet quickly took notice. Viewers felt secondhand embarrassment. Instead of building excitement, these photos made the movie look like a disaster. People joked that even Zegler's own fans weren't showing up. The more she posted, the worse it looked. It felt like watching a sinking ship, and no one knew how to stop it. While Snow White struggled to make headlines, another film shocked the industry. Minecraft, the movie, starring Jack Black, was blowing up. Critics said it was fun, lighthearted, and exactly what audiences wanted. Kids were dancing in theaters, parents were laughing, the whole vibe was joyful, and the numbers proved it. Minecraft made more money in one weekend than Snow White made in 3. The difference was huge. While one film felt like homework, the other felt like a party. Suddenly, Jack Black was everywhere, on red carpets, in interviews, in viral clips. And then came the moment no one expected. Sources say Jack Black confronted Rachel Zegler behind the scenes. It happened during the chaos of the press tour. Black reportedly asked her, "Do you think calling fans trolls is helping?" He wasn't yelling. He wasn't rude, but he was honest, and it hit hard. Zegler had spent months brushing off criticism, saying fans were just being negative. But Jack challenged that thinking. He told her that sometimes fans aren't trolls, they're just disappointed. And instead of listening, Disney and Zegler ignored them. That quiet conversation may have been the moment everything cracked. What happened next depends on who you ask. Some say Zegler became emotional, others claim she stormed off. A few even say she broke down in front of Disney execs. Either way, things changed, fast. After that, the Snow White team went silent. Disney released short statements, but they didn't say much. Marketing slowed down. Some scenes were cut from the film just weeks before release. The whole production felt like it was falling apart. Disney CEO Bob Iger was reportedly upset. After hearing about bad test screenings, he started asking questions. How did this movie, with so much money and hype, end up like this? No one had clear answers. But behind the scenes, panic was setting in. On social media, Zegler tried to act normal. She posted selfies, quotes, and clips, but something felt off. Her posts looked forced. Her smiles seemed fake. Fans noticed. The internet can be brutal, and soon, jokes and memes flooded every platform. Supporters said she was facing unfair pressure. They pointed out that Hollywood is tough on young women, but others mocked her for sounding arrogant and out of touch. She went from being praised to being parodied. And it all happened fast. This wasn't just a Rachel Zegler problem, it was a Disney problem. The studio's live-action remakes were already losing steam. Fans were tired of preachy messages and awkward scripts. And now, Snow White was the perfect example of everything that wasn't working. Even Disney loyalists admitted something was off. The film didn't feel magical. It felt like a message, and not a fun one. Theaters were empty, reviews were harsh, and the box office was a mess. The reported clash between Jack Black and Rachel Zegler became a symbol. On one side, a veteran actor known for being goofy, honest, and connected to fans. On the other, a young star struggling to keep control of a sinking project. Their disagreement showed a bigger issue. Hollywood was pushing ideas that fans weren't connecting with. Some insiders say Jack Black simply said what others were too afraid to admit. The audience matters. And dismissing fans as trolls isn't just rude, it's bad business. That moment became a mirror. It reflected everything wrong with the system. With all eyes on Disney, the question is simple. What now? Can the studio fix its problems? Can Rachel Zegler recover from this? Will Jack Black speak out again? No one knows for sure, but one thing's clear. Something has to change. Fans are no longer buying tickets out of loyalty. They want real stories, fun characters, and movies that make them feel something. Not lectures, not PR spins, just good entertainment. And unless Disney listens, this could be the start of something even bigger. Jack Black publicly roasted Rachel Zegler, and now it feels like all of Hollywood is paying attention. Snow White was supposed to be a win. Instead, it's a warning about what happens when studios stop listening, about what happens when confidence turns into arrogance, and about how fast things can fall apart when one honest conversation cuts deeper than 1,000 fake smiles.